Do you think CRISPR, biology question, do you think CRISPR may be needed to stop COVID if it mutates too fast for traditional vaccines? What are the major concerns you have with this technology? Thanks, and keep up the great work. I don't know if CRISPR can be... It's been a while since I've thought about CRISPR. I don't know how it can be used to address COVID if it's mutating really fast.
So it can be used. It doesn't need to be used because we have other techniques to do the same thing, which doesn't mean it's not the most efficient way to do those things. But the thing to understand about CRISPR is that I have analogized it to, we have a typewriter for the language of genes, and that typewriter is CRISPR. What we don't have is the Rosetta Stone.
We, the humans, have a typewriter. The genes themselves have whatever they've got.
The genes do their thing. And we now have a typewriter that allows us to make any sequence we like, right?
Yeah, we know what the letters are.
We know what the letters are, and we can assemble them at will, but we don't speak the language of those letters yet. We're learning things about that language, but without the Rosetta Stone, we don't speak the language, which means we can't sit down and say, let's write a gene to do X.
And we've got so much hubris. You know, the molecular biologists are so sure that they've got this nailed in so many regards, that changes are often done without regard to things like Chesterton's fence, unintended consequences. It's dangerous.
So I would say I've seen efforts in the neighborhood of vaccines, and one of the efforts, which is currently being suppressed, it would seem, by our top-level journals, makes the following point in their manuscript about vaccine technology, which is these pathogens have high variability in terms of their rate of change, and that a vaccine that is targeted at something that changes rapidly is obviously a short duration phenomenon, and one can systematically go through the genome and the structures, and you can target things that change less frequently, which seems a very obvious point. But nonetheless, it also makes another point, which is target things that are as far from human sequences as possible, right? To the extent that the pathogen in part profits by disappearing against the backdrop of a human, you target the parts of it that are most different, because those parts then do not confuse the immune system into attacking itself and creating an autoimmune disease.
That's good.
So there is a way to play this game. And the idea that we are going to, because the vaccine in question is being developed by people who, through their research, have discovered just how probable it is that the virus emerged from a laboratory after having been modified, that we are going to shut down that discussion and thereby slow the progress on that vaccine is appalling, because, frankly, that could very easily lead to a great many needless deaths.